All right, folks, this question comes to us from my friend Don's mom. She wants to understand the situation going on in Texas with the legislators and why there is a black woman currently locked inside of the Texas state capitol. So, what this comes down to is the 2026 midterm elections. Donald Trump, right now, according to all polling, will be losing the midterms when we vote in 2026. They could lose as many as 5 to 10 House seats, removing Republicans from the majority in the House of Representatives. The reason that this is important is that right now, the only way Republicans were able to pass things like the one big beautiful bill by a very slim margin was by having that slim margin and keeping all Republicans in line and voting in favor of Trump's legislation. In addition to that, they get to hold hearings, have committee chairs, all sorts of things happen when a party is in the majority, and Donald Trump doesn't want to give up that power. So, in order to facilitate them remaining in power, they have to find 5 to 10 House seats to make up for the seats they're going to lose naturally. The way that they figured out to cheat the system is that instead of like appealing to the middle ground, getting more people to vote for you, they've decided it makes a lot more sense just to essentially steal 5 seats by redistricting in states like Texas. So this Texas state legislature, instead of waiting till the end of the decade, as we usually do to do redistricting, they went ahead and called a special session, ostensibly to vote on disaster relief from the flooding in Texas earlier this year. And they said that they're going to redistrict in the state, basically combining black districts together and therefore creating about 5 new House seats for Republicans by pitting Democratic Congresspeople against each other and combining their districts. So people like Al Green, Jasmine Crockett, etc., will be ridden out of Congress administratively. Instead of beating them in an election, you draw the lines where they can no longer win by literally cutting them out of their own districts. So to counter this, because Republicans have the majority in the Texas State House of Representatives and can pass this, the entire Democratic caucus left the state of Texas and went on the run for about 2 weeks. The reason they did this was by preventing quorum, that is, having enough people there to convene session. By preventing quorum, that stopped the state Republicans from being able to vote on the redistricting plan that would steal those 5 additional seats. So some of them went to Illinois, some went to California. They were all over the country. During this period of time in Texas, Governor Greg Abbott and the Attorney General started putting measures in place to try to force them to return. They were fining them something like $50,000 a day. The Attorney General tried to put out a warrant for their arrest. They tried to call in the FBI and bounty hunters, essentially, to hunt these legislators down around the country and drag them back to Texas. What they figured out to do was, instead of fighting this with Greg Abbott, Gavin Newsom announced that California will be putting an initiative on the ballot in November for California to do the same thing that Texas is doing and create as many as 9 additional Democratic seats to counter Texas stealing those 5 seats there. After this was announced, the Democrats returned to the state of Texas and agreed to allow them to have quorum. So yes, you can steal your 5 seats here. We'll steal 5 or 10 in California. We'll call it even. Once they got back to Texas, what the Texas state government did was require every single Democrat to sign essentially a permission slip, giving them a police escort 24 hours a day in order to ensure that they don't try to flee the state again. So in order to leave the House chamber, you had to sign a permission slip and essentially have a member of law enforcement tailing you. One representative said they followed her to staff meetings. The vehicles tailed them to their house. They are essentially on 24-hour surveillance until they vote on this week to steal those 5 seats. One black woman decided, no, I'm not going to sign your little permission slip. I'm not going to be escorted around. And so they locked her inside of the Texas state capitol. And that's where she spent the night in protest of the efforts being made to control both Democrats and to steal these seats in the House of Representatives. You had a couple other representatives join her in solidarity and spend the night in the Texas state capitol. But the entire point around this is Republicans are doing whatever it takes to steal the next election. And we know this because last Friday, when Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump met, Donald Trump came out with new ideas and tweeted out about how he's going to work to steal the election. Vladimir Putin has been elected by 70 to 80% of the vote for the last 25 years in Russia. So now Russia is now setting our state or U.S. election laws, and that's why Texas right now is trying to steal those seats. California is trying to counter it. What the risk is that now this will create an arms race nationwide, where every Republican state will try to steal additional seats to keep Trump in power, and then every Democratic state will try to steal additional seats to push them out of power. If Democrats get the majority in 2026, we'll almost immediately see articles of impeachment filed against President Trump. We'll see committee hearings. We'll see investigations into bribery, corruption, scams, scandals, the release of the Epstein files. All sorts of things will happen if Democrats get the majority. So Trump is going to do whatever it takes, come hook or crook, to make sure that doesn't happen. I hope that really helps out.